Alright, for example number 3, we're asked for the slant asymptote of this equation where I'm going to divide 5x squared minus 3x plus 7 divided by x plus 2. And so what happens is we bring this number straight down. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10, which is negative 13. Negative 13 times negative 2 is 26, plus 33. So when I write this answer out, I got 5x minus 13, and then the proper way to write it is to say plus 33 over x plus 2. But because I want the slant asymptote, I really don't need this, and the slant asymptote will simply be y equals 5x minus 13, because all this remainder says is that we are always going to be a little bit over or a little bit under depending on what x equals. In this next problem we're looking for asymptotes and wholes, and the first thing that we're going to look for is things that will cancel out. Well, this x plus 5 and this x plus 5 will cancel out, and so wherever x plus 5 equals 0 is where we will have a whole or a point discontinuity. So when I subtract 5 from both sides, we got x equals negative 5. For the vertical asymptotes, the x minus 1 doesn't match anything, and the x plus 4 doesn't match anything. So when I solve this one, I get x equals 1 to be a vertical asymptote. Subtract 4, and x equals negative 4 gives me 2 vertical asymptotes where I had one whole. Now as we move up, in order to find out where the horizontal asymptote is, all I really need to know is the first term in standard form of each of these, and so 2x times x equals 2x to the third, and x times x equals x to the third, plus some other stuff. Now, because the horizontal asymptote is only dealt with by the leading coefficient where they're all even, we get y equals 2. Right, one more of those. This one, if I try to set the bottom equal to 0 since it can't be factored, and I get x squared equals negative 4, and I take the square root of negative 4, that means that we have no vertical asymptotes and we have no wholes because the bottom's never going to be 0. However, for the horizontal asymptote, since there is a higher exponent in the bottom than there is in the top, that's going to give me an answer of y equals 0 for the horizontal asymptote, and that is the only asymptote or point discontinuity that we have.